Alright, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I kind of want to do another follow-up video to the video that I made yesterday, but I'm going to turn that sound just a little bit. Turn that sound down for the game just a little bit, because I kind of felt like it was a little bit lower. So yesterday I made the video talking about if sim racing was actually worth the investment. I got some good replies. Got some good feedback on some of those replies, and then some other people were commenting that you could get like a better deal with on different racing equipment, and that is a major thing. That's like one of the things that I suffered from the most when starting sim racing, because first of all, you're unsure of what you actually need. Obviously, you think, all right, well, if I just get a steering wheel and some pedals, then I could just hook it to a table or a desk or something. And then that leads you down the rabbit hole of, of not being sure. So what I do on this channel here, I recommend Next Level Racing. Next Level Racing kit, that's what I have. That's all I have. The only other experience I have is from Playseat. So I am trying to work with Next Level Racing to get more of their cockpits and more of their products so that I can actually build them here on the channel for you guys. Go over the products and take a look at those. I kind of want to set up. I'm actually thinking about setting up another room in my house and putting like a few different setups in there. Trying to do like the aluminum setup. Obviously the FGT cockpit, and some of the other builds that they got, like the stand and stuff. So I want to stick with them. I like Next Level Racing. This FGT cockpit. So when I got this, I was a bigger guy. Like I was 335 pounds. Getting in and out of, like the play seat that I had or any of that stuff, it makes it hard. And the way that the FGT cockpit is designed with a flat seat and a bigger back, that gives you so much more room. Because, look at this right now. You see me right now, like my belly would have been touching this steering wheel if I had the ERS3 on there before I lost the weight that I've just lost. So getting into a cockpit that you can actually fit in and be able to utilize is a major thing. So the FGT cockpit, my friends, there might be better options out there. Absolutely. Obviously there are there's so many different types of product and product classes when it comes to sim racing that you want to find something that you're comfortable in first and foremost. That is such an important factor of being able to effectively sim race and be able to get good and be able to enjoy it. If you're uncomfortable in your cockpit, you are never going to utilize it enough to actually learn all of the stuff you need to learn. And there was somebody in the comment section that made a perfect, they made the perfect analogy. If you've been playing racing games, if you love racing games and you've been playing them on a controller for so long, you have so many, not necessarily bad habits, but there are so many things that you have to unlearn and relearn when you start playing on a sim racing setup. And different wheels are going to be different. Like if you're on a belt driven wheel, like a Thrustmaster, your learning curve is going to be significantly harder than it will be on a direct drive wheel. On this direct drive wheel setup, on all the direct drive wheels, you have a more 1-to-1 steering ratio for every single car that you drive, and it feels a lot more realistic. It feels more like the input matches what you're trying to put in there, all the slight moves and everything. Well, with a belt driven wheel, because you've got the competing motors in there, that one's going to loosen up and the other one's going to slack up at the same time. So you're going to get kind of like a I call it the top end wobble. Like up here, it's almost like you have nothing. Obviously you have the input, but then you got to train that input into your muscle memory so that you know when to turn it. Because if you're just waiting for the force feedback to provide that for you, you've got like that delay, that latency that you're just not going to have immediately. So going from a controller over to a wheel, yes, there's a lot of stuff that you have to relearn, because now you have to learn how the car actually feels on a wheel versus playing around on a controller. And we'll get into that stuff a little bit more, but I'm still focusing on the cockpit side of things. So I've tried to stand. I don't think the stands are bad. You just need to have a way to make it so you're not rolling around, so that you can actually do that. And those are fine. Like those stands, like it's a wheel stand. You can kind of fold them up, stick them in a closet. You don't have to have like a big old giant cockpit. But I will tell you, honestly, buying a bigger cockpit is going to provide a significantly more... the immersion gets better, and it gets a lot better. So when I recommend Next Level Racing, because that's pretty much like if I was to go out and buy another cockpit right now, it would be Next Level Racing. I cannot express how incredible this FGT cockpit has been for me as a bigger guy, as losing weight, being able to get in here and actually, have some fun in this thing and like sit here for hours. Like I've been able to literally sit here for hours and race and just work on my racecraft and have fun doing that. So yeah, I'm going to cover, obviously Next Level Racing on this channel. I mean, of course, if another company was to want to send me something, I would definitely take a look at it for them. I would definitely build it for them. I would give it a fair try and everything. But I like Next Level Racing. If I was to spend my money, if I was to go out today and buy my money, like I did with the ERS3 seat, I would buy Next Level Racing. That I'm committed. I'm not necessarily committed to it, but I trust and feel confident enough in the Next Level Racing brand that I'm like, yeah, dude, I definitely want to cover that. I've reached out to Next Level Racing again to ask them if they would like to provide different types of cockpits for the channel so that I can build them and show them off on here. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that does happen. But yeah, as far as Next Level Racing as a brand, so if you guys hear these things in the comments section about Next Level Racing, I'm not shilling for Next Level Racing. I'm just telling you that my experience has been nothing but positive. Like, it has been a very positive experience with Next Level Racing. Obviously, I did get the ERS3, and I had like some like a broken plastic piece. I had to drill out a couple screws in the bottom. I did decide to take down that video because it just wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't the type of video that I want to put on the channel. So I'm going through that, and I'm gonna do some editing because it was just like way long. There was a whole bunch of me like getting up and walking away and doing other stuff. So I pulled that video down. I'm gonna re-edit it. I'm gonna cut some of that stuff out of there, and and then put it back together and kind of explain things a little bit more during certain sections. So I'm keeping all of that footage. I've still got it all. I just need to rework it when I get the time this weekend. I'm going to rework that video, and then I'm going to repost it so that you guys can. And I'm not going to cut out any of the stuff like having to drill stuff out or any of that, because those are all good learning experiences. Because in my opinion, if you're going to be a sim racer, you are going to run into things or problems that you're going to have to solve. You're going to have, it doesn't matter what brand you buy, what quality, what anything, you are going to have to solve problems. If you get like a, like sometimes you'll buy like a wheel setup and it doesn't come with any mounting or any of that kind of stuff. You got to find mounting stuff. Thankfully, most of your cockpits, and I know Next Level Racing is very good at this, they provide you with plenty of hardware for attaching wheel rims, for attaching for putting your pedals on, everything. So if you go Next Level Racing, you're going to get all of the features like seat sliders, butt kicker mounts, stick shift mounts. All of that stuff will come with your Next Level Racing cockpits, which is awesome, man. A lot of other companies, you have to pay extra for all of that, and sometimes it's not cheap. So all right, now that we've got that stuff out of the way, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into some Assetto Corsa Competizione. I want to show you guys my new skills. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. We're going to go on over here to the 24-hour Nuremberg. And I'm going to do freaking... I love this track, okay? So the Nordschleife is probably one of the most challenging tracks, but as you're playing video games, with a controller or even on a wheel, like you can put yourself in a zone to like how you're learning the track and stuff. This is the first time the Nordschleife has ever truly tested my patience or tested my skill in a way that I'm like, wow, this feels completely non-video gaming. You know, like when you hit a curb, it unsettles your car, and the way it unsettles your car, I'm like, wow, dude, you got to pay attention when you're actually driving on the Nordschleife now, at least in Automobile or Assetto Corsa Competizione. So, all right, now that we've talked about at least where I stand with Next Level Racing and all of that stuff, and I'm sorry these videos kind of get a little bit long, but I mean, sim racing, it's one of those things where this can become a very expensive hobby very, very quick. And that's just because, and this is from my own experience, you know, just getting these load cell pedals from Camus, man, like, wow, the difference that it makes, it really does add to the immersion even more than like sitting there with a brake pedal that you're not sure about. Like this right now, like I know that like when I push my brake pedal just a little bit, I'm gonna slow down and stuff like that, and like you can start to map that out and kind of feel like how that feels. And then there's all the mapping and everything that you can get in there, and you can map it out and do all of that stuff. You could play with like all the curbs and everything like that, and like really adjust the brake pedal and stuff. And the throttle's the same way. Like the throttle has such a good progressive feel to it now. When I push on it, I'm like, ooh, yeah, like I could, like throttle control on these pedals is very, very nice. Like like when I'm just barely putting down on the pedal a little bit, you know, I can feel it, and I've got enough resistance and enough pushback to actually simulate, you know, a better overall experience for how the driving feels. And yeah, like it's just incredible. So when I talk about, you know, things like, is sim racing worth the investment? Yes it is. First of all, I'm going to say that like 100%, this is definitely worth it. And I'm so grateful. Like, honestly, I'm grateful that Camus has sent me stuff. I'm grateful that Next Level Racing has sent me this stuff, because now I can truly experience better without having to put my money on there. And in turn, that gives me the ability to show you guys this stuff and be like, yeah, guys, this is definitely worth it. Compared to what I bought with my own money, this is way better. I did buy the ERS3. I was like, yeah, dude, I definitely want that. It's compatible with my FGT. Boom, bought it. No questions asked. And you guys, if you've been here at this channel for a while, you know that I'm not afraid to put my money where my mouth is and buy the things that I absolutely want. And so here's the thing. I've been using a lot of direct drive wheels lately. The best setup for direct drive wheel would probably be an aluminum frame, to be completely honest with you. They're going to be a lot more rigid. They're going to be able to handle the Newton, the forces a lot better, and provide pretty stable experience. But here's the thing. I love the way the Next Level Racing FGT cockpit fits. I love the way this fits. I love the TV mount for it. I love how it fits. If I was to buy one of the aluminum kits, I think that I would have to change something in here, because I don't think I would have the clearance where I have this set right now. So it would kind of move everything, and right now it's actually a nice setup. So all right, guys, we're gonna get on this lap real quick, because I don't want you guys to just be sitting there watching that screen the whole time. But I'm grateful, man. If you've made it this far into the video, man, that's awesome. Thank you for sticking here and watching me, because it's easier for me to kind of like, when I'm driving and like filling things, I can give you a little bit better, like, oh yeah, dude, that feels incredible. So now this part, I want to talk about like the different wheel setups. Now, when I had the Thrustmaster, I mean, don't think that like Thrustmaster or belt-driven wheels are just absolutely unusable. But they do kind of feel more like an entry level. Like, to me, guys, buy those for your kids. That's what you buy for your kid. You know, you buy for like your kid that's like, oh, Dad, I want a sim racing setup, you know, and I want to play some video games. That's fine for them. And I mean, I guess if you're on a budget and you just want something to like be able to use, I do recommend. I mean, I would recommend like trying to find a way to get yourself a direct drive wheel. I think, man, you're just gonna be happier, and and I can guarantee you're gonna use it more. And you're, gosh dang, man, like I'm like having trouble talking today. I need a sip of coffee. Maybe that's why, because I'm drinking coffee. It's got that creamer in it, so now it's like agitating my throat, man. But I do recommend, honestly, like direct drive wheel. Once you fill one, like, yeah, like once you fill one, you'll 100% understand why I recommend a direct drive wheel, because you don't guess. Like, you don't have to guess. You know what's going on. If you're in a direct drive wheel, if you have a direct drive wheel, the the racing sensation is going to be significantly better. Like your overall control, you're gonna feel better about that. You're gonna have like actual freaking one-to-one control over what your car is doing. So when you feel like your tires go off the side of the road, or when you hit a bump, or something like that, like the jolts and everything that you're gonna feel on this are measured and precise. Like on a belt-driven wheel, like if you go over like curbs or something and you hit something like a certain way and it jolts you one way, and then like as you're trying to correct that and there's nothing, there's no force, there's nothing on the other side of that, because you're waiting for that latency or whatever. And this is something that happened to me a lot, especially in rally racing, is you don't have anything and you overcorrect every single time. So if I was to hit like a curb, like coming around here, and I hit a curb, and I get jolted, obviously, because you're going to get jolted from the wheel from hitting the curb, so you're going to feel that impact. I mean, like when you go to react to that, like when you go to kind of correct the steering on a direct drive wheel, you actually feel that part of it. Like you feel that part of it, so okay, don't way overdo it. And then if you do kind of overdo it a little bit, you can feel that. So then you can like then you can correct things a lot quicker on the fly, because you're actually feeling what the car is actually doing underneath you. To me, like the belt-driven wheels, they kind of just feel a little bit. I mean, they do convey a sense of like bumps and like hitting curbs and stuff like that. Like it's not terrible. Like it really does convey that. But I felt like on the Thrustmaster, I was spending more time learning how to deal with certain effects of the wheel, as opposed to actually... Oh, man. I should have been hitting that brake a little bit more instead of chatting with my big mouth. This is a hard track to talk on and do like a video on. But so with the direct drive wheel, you've got a lot better control, whereas on those belt driven wheels, they're not bad. They do convey like an overall sense of driving. So I mean, like, yeah, you can do that, but you are going to spend a significant amount of time just learning how things feel, and you're not necessarily getting the actual feeling of how the car is moving. So most of your driving is going to be more like it is like on a controller. Gosh dang, man. I can't drive on this track and talk, guys. I cannot do it. This is a very hard one for me to drive on and talk. So we're going to go to Kailami so that I can actually talk. I'm talking and I'm not doing like the right braking and everything like that. I'm missing my shifts and stuff because actually, you know what? Do Watkins Glen. I like Watkins Glen. This is a beautiful track. I love this track. But yeah, guys, like on a belt driven wheel, it is significantly it's definitely more challenging. But on a direct drive wheel, at least every one that I've tried. I mean, I've tried Fanatec, which is, like people scream from the top of the mountain and that's the best and everything. But for me, I just prefer Camus. I like the Camus feeling better. To me, it feels more realistic in my mind. So I do like that, but the Fanatec does a great job. I have no issues with the Fanatec whatsoever. But when you're driving with like those belt-driven wheels, my friends, you and I get it, man. Like so like I get it, you know. Sometimes that's your budget. You know what I mean? Like a belt-driven wheel is your budget, and that's what you have to make do with. Like I get it, but at the same time, I kind of feel like the money that you buy one of those with would be better off if you just waited a little more and saved the money to get like a good direct drive wheel. But on your options on the Xbox and the PlayStation and stuff, man, gosh, that sucks, because you are literally paying an extra fee for that equipment. Like if I was to buy like the CSL DD, the PC version, like that thing is like $200 cheaper than the PlayStation version of it, and it's like, are you kidding me, Fanatec? Are you kidding me, PlayStation? You gonna charge people extra on the console platform? That sucks, man. Like, you pay a massive tax for everything on the consoles, and it sucks, man. You can get pretty dang good quality VR setups, VR headset, and like everything on the PC. Like, it's like almost like all the peripherals on PC are cheaper than they are on the console, but the consoles are cheaper than it is for like an entry-level PC. So I mean, at the end of the day, you're kind of like, I don't know. I think that pricing and everything really does keep a lot of people out of the thing. And not only that, I honestly think that pricing and not being sure and like too much choice, those are the things that I think keep people away from sim racing. And you don't need to be afraid of it. I mean, you don't need to be afraid of it, but like you also do need to kind of do your homework a little bit. You know, like, watch multiple people, you know, find multiple people in the sim racing community that you trust and that you like, and listen to them, and you know, like, because I mean, there's other content creators out there, guys, that I don't know if I trust them after gaining my own knowledge. I don't know if I trust them as much as I did before. So that's another thing, and I know there's people out there that probably don't trust me anymore because of some of the recommendations and stuff that I make. Like, I get that, man. Like, your personal experience is always going to matter more than what anybody else says or what anybody else's experience is. Your personal experience is always going to be number one for you. And yeah, like, if I recommend something to you guys and you don't like it, I'm not going to be mad at you for not liking what I recommend. Like, I would never do that. Like, no, man. Like, if I like something, you know, and you don't like it, that's cool, man. Like, I'm not mad at you, and, you know, thanks for, you know, at least, you know, listening to me and like, you know, liking me. So I don't expect you to like everything that I like. Like I said, you know, you might be happier with a completely different setup for your racing setup than I am. I have my reasons for liking the FGT cockpit, so this one's very nice for me, and I have my reasons for liking Camus. Honestly, to be completely honest with you, I mean, Fanatec is awesome, whatever, but I don't know, man. I think that sometimes Fanatec is a little bit overhyped, man. I feel like it's a little bit overhyped, especially when you can get significantly more power and a better pedal set than their DD for the same price. Well, I'm not going to say same price anymore, because if you buy like this C5 right now and these pedals, you're going to have to pay a duty tax. Like, and it's like $130. So add $130 to that, and you're actually paying for, I mean, you're still paying less than what you'd be paying for the new 12 Newton meter Fanatec motor. But you are still paying, you are paying more. Like, but I think the quality's there to justify it. I do kind of feel like the quality for the Camus stuff is definitely there to justify it. But it does suck. It does suck. But at least you know that Camus doesn't have a whole bunch of extra add-on stuff to make you like throw your money away. So whatever you order, make sure you order everything right then and there. Do all your pricing and everything. Check it out. Make sure that's, you know, what you want. Just know that every game that I've been playing on the Camus so far that I love and like to play has been compatible, but there have been games that are not compatible. Forza Horizon 5 is technically compatible, but you got to do like this big old workaround. So I personally just consider that that's not compatible. If I've got to like go in there and like adjust things and do stupid settings that are out above and beyond, like downloading another freaking app to do something just to get it to work, that is not compatible for me. I want out of the box compatibility, and that is important to me. So then I have to ask myself, is that a game I can live without playing on the wheel? Yes, absolutely, because it's not even that great on the freaking Fanatec. So yeah, that was one thing that I was like, oh, I don't know, man, like this won't work on there, and then like playing it on the Fanatec, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I was like, this is not that good on the Fanatec either, so whatever. That's a game I would just play with a controller, to be completely honest with you. And yes, I did play that on the TX and everything else, and to tell you the truth, guys, I don't know. Some of them open world racing games are fine, but I don't know sometimes, man, about some of these games. Me personally, the games that really matter to me feel incredible on Camus, so I'm like, yeah, dude, this is cool. But I get it. I get why nobody's like interested in Camus, dude. Like, nobody knows who they are. I mean, it might sound like I'm just shilling for them, but honestly, guys, if you take anything away from this over the Camus stuff, is, hey, man, I'm just putting out content. This is the stuff that I choose to use. I don't care if you buy it or not. There are clearly, there are probably clearly much better options out there that would suit your needs. Yeah, guys, I'm just comfortable using Camus. I feel good with it. I like it. I like the way it feels. So that's, out of the equipment that I have on my shelf, this is my preferred way to play. So it has nothing to do with anything like shilling or anything like that. Like, yeah, I mean, this is out of all 4 of the Camus wheelbases that they've sent me, this is the one I like the most. The C12 is my favorite. So if you're going to buy one, I think the C12 is probably the best bang for your buck out of all of them. The C5 is awesome, but that one's just too small for me, man. That's way too small for me. I like the bigger rim. That's why I put my Fanatec 330 millimeter rim on my Camus, dude. Yeah, like, why wouldn't I? So, yeah, guys, overall, the experience that you can get from sim racing and having a good setup is not only gonna like make you prouder of the investment, and that's a big thing. Like, you want to be proud of the investment when you purchase this, when you spend the amount of money that I feel is going to put you in a nice space to where you can actually enjoy the experience and be able to feel like you're proud of it. You want to be proud of it. You do not want to buy equipment that you're not happy with, that you're not good with, man. Like, if it's, but you are going to have to, I mean, and see, this is another part of the slippery slope, because you're going to have to give yourself time to adjust, man. Coming from a controller to playing on a wheel, you have to adjust to that. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm way better on a controller than I am at first. But then very quickly you'll be like, oh my gosh, dude, I could never use a controller like I do on a wheel. So yeah, I don't know what those guys are arguing about in there, but so yeah, guys, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this again. I wanted to do another follow-up video. I'm going to keep making these videos as I continue to have ideas about them. I want to make sim racing a little bit more prominent in the channel, because this is like the one genre of video game that I absolutely love, and this is one that I would easily, like if all the rest of the video games just went to garbage, this is one that I could easily play for the rest of my life and never get tired of it. So yeah, I want to do more content for the sim racing stuff. So yeah, if it's not for you, don't worry about it, don't watch it. But if it is for you, man, I want to do the best I can do to make you guys the best content, the best down-to-earth content, and try to get a hold of more products and stuff, from these companies, because I don't want to buy them all. I don't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff, you know, because that can get very, very expensive. But if it's something that I'm like, oh boy, that, like, the marketing catches my eye, definitely gonna buy it. You know what I mean? So probably here in a little while, I'll be trying to get, you know, a shifter and all of that stuff, and, you know, see if that, you know, will I kind of just like paddle shifting though, but I also like to play a lot of rally games, and I would like to start doing those with a H pattern or something, or a sequential shift or something, you know, to see if that will, you know, bring better immersion to that experience for me. So yeah, dude, this is awesome. I think sim racing is an incredible freaking investment, and like, trust me, it is an investment, and that's why I recommend make sure you're proud and happy with the equipment that you buy. You know, research it, make sure you learn about it and figure it out, watch some videos and stuff on it, and like really give yourself, you know, the best information that you can. And if it seems like, if the content seems like overly markety, you know, I don't know, man, like, because yeah, you got to understand, like, some of these companies do like I'm not gonna, yeah, you guys know the deal. You guys know, man, like, it's sometimes it's not always, you know, sometimes it's not always like on the up and up, you know. So yeah, I'm just grateful that every single company that I've worked with so far has been solid. And I've actually turned down multiple offers from companies that have wanted me to do things their way, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm gonna do things the exact way that I'm gonna do them. If you don't want me to say what I want to say, then you're probably not gonna have your freaking product on my channel. And everybody, thankfully, I've worked with has been 100% like, yep, no problem. Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't think any of the products that I've actually worked with and showed on the channel, I don't think they've told me anything. I think they're just like, hey, you want to work with us? Would you be willing to, you know, try out our product? And I'm like, yep. And seriously, dude, I never get like any emails after that. I never get any emails after that. I'm like, okay, cool. I put them out. I say what I got to say, and then I move along. So, all right, my friends. Yes, that is just another sim racing video. I hope you guys like these. I've been wanting to do stuff like this for a little while now, get back into the swing of things, and right now I actually feel like I am at my I feel like I'm at a very, very good spot with equipment wise, with the setup wise, and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's been nice. I'm really enjoying this. So, all right, my friends, if you guys like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. Let me see if I can even find my oh yeah, I forgot I gotta boop do that, and let me get this over there. So, all right, my friends, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Next Level Racing FGT cockpit, the Camus C12, the Camus LC100. Obviously, it's a LGC2. And all the links are in the description of this video if you would like to purchase any of these products for yourself. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.